Hey folks, I have been testing a bunch of new AI tools lately, but today I want to show you something that is actually different from those gimmicky text-to-video toys. Instead of just generating random clips from scratch, this tool takes your existing long-form content and turns it into a massive stack of ready-to-post short clips, complete with captions and scheduled posts. Basically, it does all the boring manual editing work for you so you can focus on the bigger picture. I want to introduce you to Vizard, which is the specific tool I have been using to completely automate my entire short-form content workflow. Stick around because I'm going to show you exactly how it works and why it might actually save you a ton of hours compared to other flashy tools. All right, let's start with the basics, because when you first land on the Vizard dashboard, it feels surprisingly friendly and intuitive. The homepage greets you with big, clear calls to action that promise to turn long videos into viral clips and auto-schedule them to your socials. I absolutely love that vibe because it is exactly what most creators need, less fiddling around with settings and more time actually posting content. The workflow is incredibly simple. You just upload a long-form video like a lecture, a podcast, or even a 40-minute vlog, and Vizard starts scanning it immediately. That intelligent scan does a lot of heavy lifting by finding high-energy segments, identifying speaker changes, and detecting audio spikes. It even picks up on emotional moments and punchlines, so you do not have to write a prompt or memorize any complicated formula. The AI pulls out the highlights for you, almost like you are handing your raw footage to a professional editor who knows exactly what social media audiences want to see. Once those highlights are detected, Vizard gives you some very important controls to fine-tune your results. You can tweak how aggressive the AI is at chopping your footage, deciding whether you want lots of tiny 15-second hooks or fewer longer cuts. You can also set your target platforms like TikTok or Instagram, and it will automatically crop and reframe your clips for the perfect aspect ratio. No more manual repositioning for vertical crops, which is honestly a massive time saver for any creator. One of my favorite features is the library of preset styles available. Instead of just generating random effects, Vizard offers editing presets that actually match formats known to perform well on social media. You can turn the same podcast highlight into a fast-cut TikTok with jump cuts or a cinematic 60-second trailer with stylish letterbox bars. I ran the same long clip through 4 different presets, and it spit out 4 totally distinct social videos in just a matter of minutes. That means you can easily test multiple hooks and formats without having to re-edit the entire project from scratch. You can also customize the captions, and the tool is smart enough to match them to the speech, so they arrive exactly when the words are spoken. If you want to tweak something, like changing a line or excluding filler words, it is extremely straightforward to edit right in the interface. Something I really appreciated was the feature that lets you mark certain parts of your original video as sections that should not be included in your clips. If you have rambling tangents or off-brand language, you can mark those sections as negative, and the AI will automatically skip over them. That is honestly way better than manually scrubbing through a timeline for every single clip you need to export. Now, let's talk about batch generation, because this is where the software really flexes its power. You can upload one long session and ask Vizard to generate 15 different clips across various styles all at once. It queues them up and renders them in parallel, which is incredibly efficient compared to tools that only let you export one clip at a time. Honestly, this is the secret to scaling a creator channel without having to hire a full-time video editor. People always ask me how accurate the AI really is, and for the most part, it is very good. The auto highlights consistently picked up the funny moments and the big takeaways from my raw footage. The caption sync was tight, and the auto reframing kept the speaker perfectly centered most of the time. Of course, nothing is perfect, but the time you save on manual cutting and captioning far outweighs those occasional micro tweaks you might need to make. Compare that to tools that generate videos from text. Those are great for making new content, but they don't replace the value of editing your unique, authentic material. If you already sit on an hour-long live stream, you want to showcase the real moments, not an AI-generated facsimile of yourself. That is really Vizard's sweet spot because it is cheaper and more practical for creators who have a backlog of long-form content. Let me give you a couple of real examples from when I ran a test. I had one long stream where someone laughed hysterically after a bit, so I told the tool to generate 5 clips using different presets. The hook first style cropped it vertically and put that laugh right in the first 2 seconds with bright captions. The cinematic style gave me a slow zoom, a short fade, and a really dramatic text overlay for extra effect. Another example was a dense 30-minute interview where the guest shared a huge gold nugget of information at minute 18. I marked that section as a must-create highlight and let the tool make a short, add captions, and suggest a great title. Then I used the auto-schedule feature to push that clip to Instagram and TikTok at the times the system thought were optimal for engagement. The scheduling feature is really simple, as you just set your posting frequency and preferred windows, and the platform handles the rest. It takes all the guesswork out of consistent posting, which is the biggest hurdle for most content creators. About the content calendar, it is actually surprisingly powerful and gives you a bird's-eye view of your entire strategy. You can see all your generated clips, drag and drop them to change dates, and edit any clip before it goes live. If you decide a certain clip needs a different thumbnail, you can make that change in the calendar, and the system updates the scheduled post instantly. It is essentially a clean one-stop shop to plan, tweak, and publish everything without juggling a dozen different apps. Now, to be totally fair, other tools definitely have some cool things too. Some platforms let you create full AI faces or stylized animated text-to-video scenes, which is great for certain types of brand content. But those tools tend to be much pricier. They often require credits for every render, and they can feel detached from your actual authentic personality. Vizard, on the other hand, amplifies your existing content, your voice, and your jokes into multiple short posts that feel real. And for most creators who are trying to build a genuine presence, that authenticity always beats synthetic sheen. One more practical piece. You can bulk export for different platforms all at once. Want the same highlight as a vertical TikTok, a wide YouTube short, and a square Instagram post? It handles all three crops for you effortlessly. For teams, there is even user permission control, so editors and managers can review everything before it goes live. Before I wrap up, I should point out a couple of small limitations I noticed during my testing. If your original audio is super messy, these clips will reflect that quality because it is not a miracle noise removal engine. Also, occasionally the AI selection algorithm is a little conservative with quieter but high-value moments. Because of that, I still highly recommend a quick final pass to approve clips, but compared to hand editing, those checks are tiny. So, if you have got a lot of long-form content and you want to consistently pump out shorts without turning into a manual editing machine, Vizard is definitely worth checking out. You get so much more content with so much less sweat, and you get to keep the authentic moments that actually connect with your people. If you want, I can walk you through a step-by-step of uploading a video and generating a batch of clips next, including the exact buttons I press. I can even show you how I tweak captions and set the scheduler so you can literally leave it running in the background. But for now, that is the quick tour of how I handle my workflow. Try turning just one of your long videos into 10 ready-to-post clips and see how much time that saves you. Trust me, once you start doing that consistently, the audience growth really starts to compound. All right, that is it for today. So if you liked this walkthrough, I will post a behind-the-scenes clip showing the calendar and presets in action. Until then, go dig out one long video and give this a spin. You will thank me later. Peace out.